الحكيم. اللهم وتب علينا انك انت التواب الرحيم. سبحانك لا نحصي ثناء عليك انت كما اثنيت على نفسك. انت المقدم وانت المؤخر وانت على كل شيء قدير. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما واجعل التفرق بعده تفرقا معصوما ولا تدع فينا شقيا ولا محروما. In the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most compassionate, the most merciful, all praise and thanks are due to him, and peace and blessings be upon his beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He who is guided by the will of Allah, no one can misguide him, and he who is misguided, no one can guide him except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We do bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today our session number 66. Today the 7th of February 2023, inshallah. Ibnillah. Subhanallah, imagine this video on the YouTube, if someone's watching that in 2065, I'd say, wow! Look, they used to have this kind of simple recording system. Allahu Alam, what will be at that time? Like us watching something from the BBC in 1910. More than, subhanallah. Now today, verse 165, we'll start with وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَن يَتَّخِذُ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ أَندَانَا والذين آمنوا أشد حبا من الصوت ولا شيء خارجي؟
لا، من السماعات من برا.
والذين مش مني
لا.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله. ومن الناس من يتخذ من دون الله أندادا يحبونهم كحب الله. Still there are some who take others as Allah's equal. We have a very, very accurate terminology today. يتخذ. Okay? أندادا, mid. We need to understand the actual meaning of exact Arabic word linguistically and what does it mean in the Quranic context. Or otherwise, we will not enjoy the deep understanding. But still, there are some who take others as Allah's equal. They love them as they should love Allah. But the true believers love Allah even more. If only the wrongdoers could see the horrible punishment awaiting them, they would certainly realize that all power belongs to Allah and that Allah is indeed severe in punishment. This is the first ayat. Now, before continuing the next two ayat, I want to remind you about what we were doing. What is the occasion of this verse? It came in which context? Quick reminder. Go back about 5-7 ayat. Last two times we were saying, if you remember, إن الذين يكتمون ما أنزلنا من البينات والهدى من بعد ما بيناه للناس في الكتاب أولئك يلعنهم الله ويلعنهم اللاعنون. 2 sessions ago, Allah was talking about the truth that was revealed during the history many times for many prophets, many messengers, many followers, many people that knew the haqq. However, at a certain time and still now we are witnessing, some people, they knew the haqq, but unfortunately, they do what? Close their eyes. They do what? Cover it, hide it. No, I know nothing what you're saying, okay? In many different, let's say, situations. So Allah was telling us clearly, those who do this, they are cursed. ملعونين. يلعنهم الله ويلعنهم اللاعنون. You see, by the way, this is not our ijtihad, which means we think Allah will curse them. No. Allah said it clearly, literally. يلعنهم الله. The meaning of لعنة الطرد من رحمة الله. To be kicked out completely out of any possibility of being or receiving any kind of mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This was the context. Then after that, إن الذين كفروا ماتوا وهم كفار أولئك عليهم لعنة الله والملائكة والناس أجمعين خالدين فيها لا يخفف عنهم العذاب ولا هم ينظرون وإلهكم إله واحد لا إله إلا هو الرحمن الرحيم. After Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explained, then we highlighted the concept وإلهكم إله واحد. We highlighted the concept of what? Monotheism. And the concept of Tawheed al-Uluhiyya, if you remember. The idea is not just to know Either not just to have in your heart a faith that Allah does exist and Allah is one. No, it's highly connected with the concept of obedience. The connection between revelation and obedience. Allah is not wasting His time with us, and we are not in entertainment game. So Allah is not entertaining us that He's sending commandments and we are just enjoying, loving Him through our white-hearted people, and that's it. And Allah knows that I have a very nice heart. Habibi, قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي. Follow my footsteps. Practically, this is the test. It's not just to know, it's not just to believe theoretically. We need to know that. This is what the context. Then, after that, the one which preceded exactly our group of ayat was about the greatness of Allah. And in case if you want your mind might deviate this and that, have an idea about who is this Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in following that ayat, إِنَّ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاخْتِلَافِ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ, was talk about the greatness of this creation, which means in case if you have an idea, be aware of. Is there anyone with this greatness? In case, as if Allah is telling, if you think that you have an excuse that you are not aware who is this Allah, I will let you be aware. In case if you made you thinking that there should be something dependable apart of Allah, this is Allah. Allah is the one who created such and such, and He has done such and such. This is the great of Allah. Then in this الناس, Allah now is explaining to us the fact of the existence of a category of the people. From one angle, to know who they are. From one angle, to be aware not to be from them. To know that they do exist and how dangerous their status are, and to know that we have another group opposite to this group. So it's your choice to choose in which group you would love to be. Now Allah continuing, this is the context. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَن يَتَّخِذُ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ أَندَانَا. Still, even though with all of the previous things that have been highlighted, that Allah is one and Allah is the great and Allah has done such and such and Allah has explained, yet you will find some people who take others as Allah's equal. They insist. That's why, to understand the status of kufr, it's not something that happens out of a sudden by a mistake. Be careful. It's what? Full determination with full willpower. I keep repeating. Let me just make a small pause now, okay? Simple pause now. I will explain something has to do with faith in the idea of the concept of punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then I will return back to here. You know, I give a lot of lessons and sometimes training courses about the problematic, doubts or questions about Aqidah. One of the questions that many people keep asking, which is a valid question, which is Allah just? هل ربنا عادل? We answer definitely yes. Actually, He is not just, He is justice. Because His attribute or His name is what? Al-Adl, not just Al-Adil. It's not an adjective, it's not an attribute. He is the source of justice. Type. If Allah is just, Mr. Speaker or Mr. Believer, how come someone has, for example, disconnected himself from his Lord, rejected his Lord, refused his Lord, did kufr against his Lord, call it whatever you want to call, for complete 50 years of his life? He passed away at the age of 70. He started understanding whatever at the age of 15, 20. He passed away in the age 65, 70, 80, whatever, 50, 60 years. Yes, he rejected. Okay, justice means at least he should be punished 70 years. He was a kafir for 70 years. Okay, punish him 70 years. Why he will go to the hellfire eternally? This is the question. Which means, where is the justice of Allah? I want to recall this meaning now before continuing this, because you need to know it. So so sometimes I answer, I say, excuse me, who told you that the problem has to do with the number of the years? Excuse me? Said, you decided by yourself that the problem is in numbers, which means year equal to year. Who told you that? Who told you that the problem is how many years he was a kafir? The problem is with the attitude of rudeness, not with the action itself. And not with the time. Then say, but how come? Say, okay, now, let me give you an example. If someone came and killed your son and your daughter with full determination, aware of what he's doing, he was holding a knife, then he cut completely the throat of your son while you are watching, and it took him exactly 3 minutes and 15 seconds. How many minutes he should be punished in the jail? واضح? طيب, someone raped your daughter and it took him 15 minutes. How many minutes he should go to the jail? وصلت? Who told you the problem is or has taken from you? Who told you? No. The problem has another measurement. You as a father, is there anything equal in punishment for someone who has raped your daughter in 15 minutes? What will satisfy you as a father? If you were told this man will stay in jail 100 years, is that enough for you? But he raped her just in 15 minutes. No. And we can طيب, he killed your son just in 3 minutes. How many minutes at jail? يلا 7 minutes? نعم. طيب. The traitor or the one who has done the and he did high treason against his country. Why secular atheist countries they convict him with the capital punishment? Human rights people, capital punishment. So please skip this silly doubts. Why I'm saying that? Because now I was highlighting وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَن يَتَّخِذُ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. Still, when I say what brought all of this meaning to me, still, even though everything was clear, there are some people who took others. Look, اتخذوا, who took. When I say اتخذ in Arabic, the word اتخذ, the definition of اتخذ, قال ثبتت إرادة اتخذ أمرا اصطنعه وثبتت إرادته عليه واستقر خاطره. The meaning of اتخذ, which means to take a decision towards something after a deep thinking and a final resolution that this is full determining what I want, which means it's not a decision of reaction. Sorry, I was not aware. No. Al-ittikhadh means you thought thoroughly, deep thinking, you understand everything has to do with your decision, fully determined, you decided to take a decision. This is al-ittikhadh. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said what? اتخذوا من دون الله. So when they decided to do this, they know what they are doing. With me? Number one. قال من دون الله. Those who take others as Allah's equal. Now, الند المثيل. Now, الند in Arabic قال نظراء وهي جمع ند وهو المثل والشبح. A person or thing competing with another, one of the ند, person who competes or strives for superiority. When you go to the dictionaries and lexicons, they decided that, okay, Allah, we admit that you do exist, but for us, we decided to view X. So, okay, we admit that you do exist, but for us, You and our king is the same. You and our tribe is the same. You and our system is the same. Okay, Allah, you can say whatever you want. We will think because you are equal. Practically, this is the meaning of يتخذ الند, which means you accepted by the very beginning someone else or something else, an idea, ideology, a group, party, government, people, whatever. Okay? من يتخذ من دون أندانا. The classical thing in their time, it was the idols, الأصنام. But actually, who used to speak on behalf of idols? Mushrikeen themselves. Business. You see? Controlling the people. Anyway, اتخذوا من دون الله أندادا, equal to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Others, true believers, so Allah now is telling, yes, they do exist, they decided, but Allah is telling us that الذين آمنوا, the true believers, love Allah even more. If only the wrongdoers, ولو يرى الذين ظلموا, if only those ظالمين could see the horrible punishment awaiting them, they would certainly realize that all power belongs to Allah and that Allah is indeed severe in punishment. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is continuing now. We have a really horrible 2 ayats, which we will finish our session with them. إذ تبرأ الذين اتبعوا من الذين اتبعوا ورأوا العذاب وتقطعت بهم الأسباب وقال الذين اتبعوا لو أن لنا كرة فنتبرأ منهم كما تبرأوا منا كذلك يريهم الله أعمالهم حسرات عليهم وما هم بخارجين من النار. Consider the day when those who misled others will disown their followers. Allah, as if the Quran is portraying the image, the picture of what will happen, as if the Quran is describing to us the scene, the full scene of what will happen. The day of judgment, those who misled others, the leaders, the governments, the kings, monarchy systems, whatever, party leaders, we have the people, yes. Now, because we have leaders, Marx is a leader, Lenin, leader, Stalin, leader, Mao Zedong, leader, Hitler is not just a lay person working there. No, they took the initiative, they led the people, and millions followed them. They accepted them. So Allah is saying, those who misled the people will declare that they disown, tabarra'u. Hey! I just was, and by the way, this is exactly what happened with who as well? With Iblis. But like, إذ تبرأ الذين اتبعوا من الذين اتبعوا. Consider the day when those who misled others will disown their followers, when they face the torment, and the bonds that united them will be cut off. وتقطعت بهم الأسباب. Hey, we are saying we will support you. We are just one unit against backwardness. We will show these backward people. Okay, يلا تفضل حبيبي يلا تفضل. Let's see your power. You used all the time to be all together, torturing others, killing others, bombing others. Don't we hate, or you want to capture 2 people, they bomb 400, boom, 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 boom. Sorry, by mistake. And everyone is saying, MashaAllah, they're very nice. They said, sorry, Ammi. But they killed for 400s, no problem. But they said, sorry. Habibi, Yawm al-Qiyamah, there's no sorry. Yes, there's a hellfire. Yes, everyone will be held accountable. Everyone. No one can protect you from the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you need really to think twice, 10 times about whom you follow. Because they will disown you. I mean, it's not my problem, it's yours. When they see the punishment. وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوا لَوْ. Exactly what Iblis will be saying in the day of judgment. This is another ayah. وقال الشيطان لما قضي الأمر. Just to put that those people, they are similar to Iblis because they are one group at the end. وقال الشيطان لما قضي الأمر إن الله وعدكم وعد الحق ووعدتكم فأخلفتكم وما كان لي عليكم من سلطان إلا أن إيش؟ أجبرتكم إلا أن دعوتكم فإيش؟ فاستجبتم لي فلا تلوموني ولوموا أنفسكم ما أنا بمصرخكم بمنقذكم وما أنتم بمصرخي إني كفرت بما أشركتمون. Mr. Iblis will be playing the role of Habibi. Don't blame me, it's your decision. It was my job to keep calling you. My whispering as Iblis, okay? It's just to keep calling, hey, do this and this and this. You liked it. You accepted. You approved it. So don't keep blaming me. Like, you know, in the Arabic culture, in our countries, we have like a joke or a proverb or a statement. You say, some people, they do about 10 different haram things. For example, he's drinking alcohol and he's, you know, hitting his wife, very rude with his mother, doing riba, watching porno sites, and then he says, Ya akhi, Allah yakhzi Iblis, hasbi Allah ala Iblis, ba'amil fina. You know? Iblis? It's you, Habibi. It's your decision. Iblis' role is just to whisper, just to remind. You accept, you approve, you do the action. As I used to tell many of my students at university, when I speak, when I try to explain, قول الله تعالى شياطين الإنس والجن يوحي بعضهم إلى بعض زخرف القول غرورا. The word shaitan, by the way, from shatana. When someone, you know, goes astray outside the straight path, in Arabic, the description of this is الشطن. It's like a title, descriptive title for an action. That's why Shaitan is not the proper name of Satan. His proper name is Iblis. His description with the article, with al-ta'rif, when we say ash-shaytan, we are talking about Iblis, okay? But the word shaitan is used for any human being or jinn if they are fulfilling the job of shaitana, okay? From ash-shatan, which means he went astray, he's deviated, he's outside the straight path, we call him shaitan. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was describing the shayateen of the human beings and the shayateen of the jinn. He started talking about shayateen of the ins. قال شياطين الإنس شياطين الإنس والجن يوحي. They were cooperating and mutual revealing for themselves, which means, what do you think, so? Say, wow, did not come to my mind. Yes, Allah, yes, you're wow, yes, okay, let's do it. بل مكر الليل والنهار. You know, they are doing the makr. يمكرون وإن كان مكرهم لتزول منه الجبال. They have a secret planning, doing, whispering, thinking, doing, whispering, thinking, doing. So one of the examples I used to tell my students at the university, I say, look to the difference between the real shaitan and the insi shaitan. Now, for example, as a male figure, as a brother, if he wants to do haram, for example, to have a girlfriend and go, for example, drink alcohol or go to a nightclub or do something much more haram, committing al-fahisha, for example. Now, Iblis is able to do one thing. What is it? Just to keep whispering, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Yeah, right. If you don't have a car, Iblis can do nothing. If you don't have a nice clothes, Iblis can do nothing. If you don't have a perfume, can do nothing. If you don't have a credit card and money, can do nothing. طب شياطين الإنس. Imagine the following scenario. Now your friend is from شياطين الإنس. Iblis told you go. She said, okay, I can't go. Then he came. Hey, why you don't want to go with that sister, for example? You say, you're crazy. I can't go to the nightclub. I will take you with my car. Okay, take the key of my car. Can Shaitan give you the key of his car? But I don't have a nice clothes. Take the best of mine. Can Shaitan give you a nice suit? No. طيب. You know, I don't have a CK. Very, very. Okay. Whatever. No, I don't have it. It costs $200. I said, okay. This is a gift from me. Can Shaitan give you very nice perfume? From Paris? Can Iblis bring you a perfume from Paris? No, he cannot. Can Iblis give you his credit card? Can Iblis go to the application of the nightclub to reserve a seat for you and your girlfriend? No! Shaitan al-Ins can't do it. We need to understand things, bro. Allah, إن كيد الشيطان كان ضعيفا. Iblis, his power stops just by whispering, and that's it. So the human beings will continue the job. So that's why Iblis has a representative. But let's go. My point, this shaitan in the day of judgment will stand declaring exactly the same thing. He will say, look, إن الله وعدكم وعد الحق. Allah promised you the truth. وَوَعَدْتُكُمْ فَأَخْلَفْتُكُمْ. And I kept promising you, but you know, I am the professional in breaking my promises. وَمَا كَانَ عَادِي. Don't blame me. I had no power upon you. I was not able to force any one of you. I was just calling you. دعوتكم. Just, hey, come, do this haram thing, do kufr. You accepted. فَلَا تَلُمُونِ. Don't blame me. Blame yourselves. Now, let's come to our ayat. This will happen exactly. This is between shaitan, which is Iblis, and the humanity of kuffar. Trillions of people. Billions. Allah knows how. However, apart from this, every group, because we don't know by the way, the exact number of humanity from Adam. There could be trillions, there could be hundreds of billions, there could be hundreds of millions. Allah, we don't know, but definitely there are billions. Because now we are billions. So imagine that each age with each group at that day with thousands of years, a group with a group will be blaming themselves. You were so. Hey, don't say so. يوم تبرأ. It's not me, it's you. قال إذ تبرأ الذين تبرأ الذين اتبعوا من الذين اتبعوا. Consider the day when those who misled others will disown their followers, when they face the torment and the bonds that united them will be cut off. طيب. وقال الذين, this is the final ayah. وقال الذين اتبعوا لو أن لنا كرة فنتبرأ منهم كما تبرأوا منا كذلك يريهم الله أعمالهم حسرات عليهم وما هم بخارجين من النار. Now the end of the scene about the warning of Allah. Categories for the people. Be careful. The end of the scene, what will happen? So be careful. This is the end result. Be aware. Take your decision now. Allah says, the misled followers will cry. If only we could have a second chance, we would disown them as they disowned us. لو أن لنا كرة فنتبرأ منهم كما تبرأوا منا. Plus, we don't have a chance to return back. If only we could have a second chance, we would disown them as they disowned us. And so Allah will make them remorseful of their misdeeds, and they will never be able to leave the fire, which means they will stay there for ever. Period. This is the end of the scene of this horrible possibility. Now, now let's take quick lessons from this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the love of the believers. الذين آمنوا أشد حبا لله. And those who believe in Allah, they love Allah more. In this context, now you became, mashallah, semi-experts. Are we talking about the emotions of the love in theory? Or what do you mean by the love now? Submission. It's not just, you see? عارفين جماعة white-hearted people? Okay. I have a white heart. Allah knows that I love Him regardless of what I'm doing. La habib, please. This is a misunderstanding. It could be an attitude of rudeness with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallah, I used once the qadr of Allah gathered me with someone of the age of 70 plus. 70 plus. When I met him, it was, I think, his 50 plus or approaching 60 years drinking alcohol. This man, that I will give you part of the story between me and him. And I knew from his wife that he forces her on yearly basis at the time of Ramadan, forces her in Ramadan before going to the Taraweeh to prepare the alcohol for him. And he said he will not go to the masjid until you prepare all kind of qada. And she used to phone us at the faculty, and one of those people would say, Sheikh, what can I do? He will beat me, he will kick me out, I'm 70 something, I will be thrown in the street, what can I do? I want to pray, but he forces me, am I sinful if I do? Can you imagine? Okay. At a certain time, I had the chance to sit with that person. I was trying he was so sure from himself. He say, doctor, please. اطلع منها. You know اطلع منها بالعربي؟ مين يعطيني روح ترجمة اطلع منها انت؟ اطلع منها بيني وبين الله بيقول. Hey, don't interfere, don't put your nose between me and Allah. I know that Allah loves me and everything is good between me and Him. Don't interfere in my business with Allah. I'm sure that Allah loves me. He does not pray and he's drinking for 70 years and he forces his wife to prepare alcohol before going at Taraweeh, and he really attacked me in a way. He said, hey, don't interfere with me and Allah. I'm fully sure that I have an excellent relation with Allah. And he was smiling. I said, Ya Allah, I wish if I have your confidence. Wallahi, I was. And by the way, he passed away. And I remember her, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah. Now, in the same time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so the idea, I'm thinking, I remembered him because the idea of loving Allah. By the way, we people, do you accept from anyone to claim that he or she loves you if the action is against the claim? Do you accept from anyone? Your father, your parents. Humanly speaking, the people who had the highest level of rights, against you, basically your parents, first of all. They are the reason of your existence. They spent their money, they took care of you, if your father, for example, one of your parents curses you on daily basis, hates you on daily basis, spits in your face on daily basis, insults you in front of all of your brothers on daily basis, and whenever you want to speak with him, he says, Wallahi, I love you, my dear son. Does it have any meaning? Very simple logic. When we speak about the love of Allah, it's not the feeling, it's not the emotions, just. You should have an emotion, definitely. But the full package is what? Obedience. That's why our religion's name is Islam, not love or Iman. The end result, من الآخر. How do you translate it, Muhammad, من الآخر المصرية هاي؟ هات من الآخر. شو الكور بوينت للترجمة in English؟ من الآخر. Straight to the point. Direct to the point. خلص. Don't waste your time. من الآخر. إيش هي؟ Action. This is the first and most important. What is the conclusion of the whole? I was thinking as I was writing, preparing myself for the dars. What's the conclusion for me? The conclusion, I wrote it here in Arabic. I say, خلاصة النص القرآني يقول لنا انظر مصلحتك مع من وأعطه قلبك. Look with whom as your interests, your benefit. The highest benefit is with which side, please submit. If it's with your government, do it, ya ammi, if you can prove it. If it's with your parents, do it. If it's with your beloved girlfriend, your beloved boyfriend, do it. Fadal. If you know that they can save you on the day of judgment, go and do it. Fadal, Prophet Allah. But if you know, and we all know, that no one has the full power and control of the day of judgment except Allah. So your maslaha, your benefit should go with whom? By the way, I'm doing math now. I'm not using emotions. Look for your benefit. With whom your benefit? With Allah, with anyone else? This is the idea. So, as they say in English, know your place, respect your status. You and me are nothing. Nothing. Because if you can compete, or you can bring someone to compete, further. Simply, ya Sheikh, what do you mean? We must fear Allah, we must love Allah. Habibi, love while disobeying is just a silly joke. I don't accept it. Because no one of us accepts from anyone. By the way, give me one example that you accept in your life from anyone in your life without proper action that goes in parallel with the claim that you accept that he loves. Give me an example. Give me. Can you prove it? Love means practically respect. Love means submission. Love means, you do the things that I want. How come you claim that you love me? As we say in Arabic, تعصي الإله وأنت تزعم حبه لعمري ذاك في القياس بديع, I think. إن المحب لمن يحب مطيعه. The end result of it. If you are truly, really love someone, you should respect and obey his needs. No one is accept. And by the way, only two couples on earth, secular, atheists, they claim they love each other. She loves, for example, XYZ. If he does not care with anything she loves, do you think they will stay with each other? No. And vice versa, the same thing. The opposite, the same thing. By this, inshallah, while preparing, I wrote just quick examples about how to understand people who claim that, Ya Sheikh, don't interfere in our hearts. Allah knows our hearts, regardless of what we do. I say, okay, practically, do Americans accept someone to claim that he loves America, but his heart is with the Russians? Now, Canadians, do they accept a Canadian person now to be with Russians against Ukraine? But freedom of speech, no habibi, loyalty. Prove it practically. So if a Canadian citizen now all the time is writing against Ukraine supporting Russians, is this freedom of speech or not? I'm asking. This is a real example we are living now. Who accepts this? Tell me, who accepts this? No one. Human rights, freedom of speech. Habibi, this gives the real reality. Everyone should be against the dictators, i.e. the Russians now. So it's very clear, because they are attacking Ukraine. Okay, but what about my freedom? No, there's no freedom now. It's not a freedom. You are supporting the one who's attacking the weak side. Is this a common sense or not? Politically, from secular point of view, atheist point of view, human rights point of view, just name it, open any example, I challenge. No one accepts. Is there anyone who will accept anyone who supports Nazism in Germany now? No. طيب, he thinks no. Right, wrong. That's it, period, da. If they discover that really you are with them or accept them, may God be with you. Khalas, you are finished. Am I exaggerating or this is a reality? Why when it comes to Allah's rights and our faith, we say, no, don't fear. Don't fear. Everyone has his right, we must love each other. طب يا عمي, love the one who loves the Russians. No. This is loyalty. عمي حيرتونا. Please consider, not to be with double standard. This is, by the way, I'm giving examples from the common sense, actual reality that we live. Why, when we come to the religion, we want to apply a different standard? Why? I'm just giving you the way of thinking, so as not to say, but no, it's very clear. This is what all humans are doing. If you believe in something, you should support it. You should practically be with it. Otherwise, even non-religious people will consider you hypocrites. And you have disloyalty. There's a question mark on you. It could lead you to prison. True or false? Even though all people, they claim that it's human rights, freedom of speech, First Amendment, Second Amendment, religion, freedom of what, yet you have no right. Because it's a matter of, khalas, clear, black and white. The same thing. The same thing applies in the area of religion. Finito. Which means I have finished. Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you very much. Do you have a question? Right. See you next time, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Keep try not to come unless you are sure that there is a lesson next week. There's a possibility I might not come, okay? Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
أنا بس Monday صح؟
Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, Monday and Tuesday?
Monday for sure. يعني now.
Oh.